Hey, Dave Bykowski here, RN, and your leader in Team Momentum. How are you doing today? I think it's important for us to talk about what's next. What's next? You got your package, so now what are you going to do? I'll tell you what you're going to do. While you're waiting for that, you're going to start thinking about people that you know that love to do home-based business. People that are like you. And for those people, you can approach them and say, hey, look at, not only did I find a great product, I've got a business model, a comp plan that pays me what I'm really worth finally. And the reason the company's able to do this is because they do their own manufacturing. They don't have to hire people to make their product and then buy it from them. So there's no middleman. And that's really important because when you have a manufacturer, you are really locked in with them and they can affect business, and that's not something you want. When you can control everything yourself, it's great. So we have a company that manufactures their own product. It allows them to give us a better compensation for our efforts. Okay, so now you've ordered your package and you can get the 115 or you can get the 130. So let's just right now go for the 130 because I think it's important to get some of that coffee to be able to show people, right? There are coffee drinkers, you know. So you're waiting for your product to come in, and now you're thinking, I think you should think about people that you know that are like-minded, people that you know like to do home-based business. And these, I'm talking to people right now that have been in home-based business before, and maybe they succeeded and maybe they haven't. But we're going to talk about how we can change that around for the people that haven't. So now you're waiting for your product. Now you're going to think, who is it? You know what? John likes home-based business. I'll bet you John would like this because he's always complaining that he can never, he's never made money and he just doesn't like the compensation plans. And I'm going to tell him, hey, look, not only do we have a good product, I'm going to tell him about the product because we've got a great product in NuWTR, but I'm going to tell him why this is different and why he can be compensated for the work that he does. So you got that, and now you're going to get him in. So you know you're going to get him in. So guess what? You're going to get half of that 130 back, or $65. Now you got to find somebody else. So you know Carol, she really likes this, and she's got some problems. I think that this NuWTR will help, and she likes home-based business. Maybe I can tell her about this. Okay, and she, you get her, and wow, she's interested and she's going to join. Guess what? Now you got your other 65. Well, guess what? You got your money back, 135, 30 rather, 65 and 65, 130. Now you're playing with house money. All right, and that may take you a week, it may take you 2 weeks, but nonetheless, once you get one in, you're going to get half of it. Once you get the second one, you're going to get the other half, and that's what we call beep. All right, so now you're waiting for the product to come in, and you get the product, and you take the product. When I take the product, because I know I'm mineral deficient, I take double doses. You're going to get a 60-month supply. Now I'm talking to you as a nurse, and I'm going to talk to you like I would talk to somebody who was, when I owned my wellness center, I'm going to talk to you like what I would do in talking to people when I was consulting them. You can take the one dose every day, the 5 drops, or the 1 coffee, and that's fine. And you're going to get those minerals in. But understand, we're mineral deficient. So what does that mean? We lack minerals. So I double it up because I want to get to that, I want to get those minerals, and I want to get that level of minerals in my body up. Because after all these years, I've dropped down low. I've got to get that loading, I call it a loading dose. So I'm going to double up, because I'm going to double up with the first 60 days. And instead of taking 1 dose and let it last me 60 days, I'm going to take 2 doses and let it last me 30 days. Because you know what? For the compensation plan, and for you to get paid in that compensation plan, you got to make a purchase of at least 1 bottle, or you got to make a purchase of about $57 to be able to maintain your credibility, or your getting your checks every month. Okay, your qualifications. So I do that because look I'm going to get quicker. I'm going to get there quicker to where I'm going to feel results. And the example is, and I made mistakes in previous videos, I don't know why, but I calculated things again and saw when I actually came into the program, I've got relief from my shoulder pain that I had, and I was taking the Tylenol every night, and then after 3 weeks, really, I was free of pain from my shoulder. So it was not 5 weeks. I don't know why I was thinking that, but it was that. And so what's going to happen is I got to that within 3 weeks. Maybe it would have taken me 6 weeks had I just taken the 1 dose. Now, I'm not saying you have to do that. If you're content on taking the 1, that's fine. But understand, if there's other people that are taking 2 doses a day and they're getting results, they're probably getting the results because they're getting quicker to where they're getting more minerals in their body. So now we got the beep going, we got things, and we got things moving, right? You're break even now. You're playing with house money. Here's something that I've always felt is necessary. When I look for a program, I look for a great product, and that is really important. Because when it's all said and done, forget about the money, okay? For right now, just for now, the product is the most important thing. And it's important to be a product of the product, meaning that you're going to take that product and you're going to take it like it was instructed, and you're not going to forget about taking it. You're going to take it on a regular basis so that you can talk to people. And being a product of the product is important because then you have a story to tell. Like I have a couple stories to tell. I can talk about my shoulder, my leg cramps. Those are stories. And those are stories people want to hear. And when you're talking about when you get relief of pain, when I'm talking about my shoulder pains better, I show enthusiasm about it. They can see in my voice and they can see it in my face when I'm talking that I am happy about this. And that transcends into what you're talking to, right into what they're thinking, because they're going to have issues, especially people my age, okay? Anybody over 40 is going to be having some issues. Okay, so you got the product, okay? Don't be approaching people like they say, your family and friends. Make your list of 100. I don't prescribe to that. Go to your family, go to your friends, and get them to join the business. No, that's not the way to do things. I'm going to tell you why. What you want to do is, remember I said, it's always the product. What you want to do, instead of saying, hey, I got this great business, you want to make extra money? No. Because let me tell you something. Robert Kiyosaki, who wrote Rich Man, Poor Man, he prescribes to this. There's only 3 personalities. And out of those 3 personalities, there's only one that will really be successful at network marketing. And the other 2 aren't. So when we try to get our friends and our family to get into this, we might get them in. But guess what? They may not be one of those that personality. And they're not going to succeed. I've got people that I've worked with for over 30 years. They love home-based business. They really do. But they're not successful. And so I say, why is it they're not successful? Well, a lot of times it's because they don't follow up, they're not consistently, and they're not persistent. They lack some of the things that you need to do to be successful. Yet they go to Tony Robbins events, they read books on self-improvement, but they still don't do what they need to do. Okay? So what they probably should do is be more of a product of the product than a person that's pushing business. Okay? I'm going to give you an analogy. Let's say, I open up a restaurant. My friends are going to come. And if the food's good, they're going to keep coming. And if the food's good, they're going to tell their friends about it. Who will tell their friends, and who will tell their friends. And word of mouth is the best thing, especially for a restaurant. You can do your other advertising. Now, everything's going really good, and everybody's happy. And your friends come in, you sit down, you talk to them, and everything is great. Now, all of a sudden, you decide you want to open up a second restaurant. Now, when they come in the next time, you sit down with a portfolio and you try to talk them into investing with you. And now things change. They're thinking, hey, one restaurant's good, but what if he does 2 and he kind of lacks what he's doing now because he's too busy, and maybe things kind of go south? Well, it's the same with network marketing. You want to approach your family members and say, hey, and your friends, and say, hey, I just started a business from my home, and I'd really like you to look at the product or the products and just help me out. I know that they're going to be good for you. And if you like them, that's fine. You can keep buying them. If you don't like them, fine. But I think you're going to like them. And that way, now they're a customer, okay? And let them be the one to decide. Now they're going to like the product, especially if they have issues. And then they're going to tell their friends, oh, wow, my cousin or my brother or my friend, they got into this program, taking this product, and I've had my shoulder pain. I don't have it anymore. My leg cramps have gone away. Hey, you know what? My husband's got leg cramps. I'd like to get him on that product. Now, see, then you're going to come back and say, hey, my friend wants some. And you say, okay, fine. So you're gonna, because you're in business, you're gonna sell the friend. Well, then the next month, another person wants it, and you say to your friend, that's fine, yeah, I'll get it. Now, when they come back again and they're telling you again, you say to them, you know what? I appreciate you giving me business, but if you want to pay for your product, why don't you just sign up as a distributor, and then when they want the product, let you get the product to them, and that way you just you make a little bit of money to pay for it. What happens a good percentage of the time is those people will start to say, wow, I can do this. And then they're wanting to come into the business. It's not you trying to get them in the business. They're making a conscious decision to come in. Another thing I want to talk to you about, we're talking about the product, is we got a great product. And there's a lot of great products out there. But you know what? If that product is sitting in your cupboard or in your medicine cabinet or wherever you put it, so it's handy when you put the drops in your water, it's fine. It's sitting there. But you know what? When it's sitting there, it's really not doing much. It's a good product, and you can tell people it's a good product. But really, it's not until you put that into their hands. I like to talk about my grandmother. Every year at the county fair, my grandmother was in the apple pie contest, okay? And you know what? 10 years straight, she won the prize. She had the most delicious pie. I'm telling you, the crust, the pie itself, oh, just delicious. Now, I could tell you about that for years and tell you Grandma won another contest. And when you come over, I could have that sitting on the counter in a pie tin. But you know what? It's not until I cut a piece of pie and I say, hey, John, would you like a piece of Grandma's pie? And I give that to him, and John puts it in his mouth, and he's like, wow, this is great. I need this recipe to give to my wife because, by God, I love this pie. Guess what? Now, guess what? You think that John doesn't have friends, and they're going to want the apple pie? So here's the thing. If you have the best product, it doesn't do you any good until you talk about it and you put it into the hands of others. So don't think it's going to do it on its own. You're going to have a good product. We know that this product replaces minerals. We know that 90% or more of all Americans are mineral deficient, and probably more even so in some other countries. Because why? Why are we mineral deficient? Because the soil that our foods are grown in, our fruits and vegetables, they lack the minerals that they used to have years and years ago. Because of every year they're growing the crops, and every year those crops are absorbing those minerals to the point where there's hardly any minerals in the soil. So we must supplement our diets to get that minerals in, and when we do that, wonderful things happen. And we don't know if everybody's going to have the same things that happen because everybody's different. It's just once you put something in a human body and it's something they lack, wonderful things happen. Your body becomes, we call it homeostasis. It becomes more balanced, okay? And so we never want to make claims about that the product is curing. Bad word. The product's not curing. The product is giving the body its chance to regulate itself, and that wonderful things happen with that. So we want to talk about things that happened. When you're talking to somebody, hey, people have noticed this, or I had this happen. You don't want to say this is going to do that. For instance, you might have somebody who's a diabetic, and all of a sudden, because they take the product and their appetite's been cut, maybe their blood sugars are more regular. You're not going to go to all the diabetics and say, hey man, take this, your diabetes is going to improve. You don't, because you don't know. So you want to just keep it. Wonderful things happen when you do this. I don't know what it's going to do for you, but it's going to do something. And that's what we talk about. And you got to be very, very sure that you don't let people think that the product does more than it does. So we got a great product, and we're going to have more products that are going to come. So what you do now is, like I told you, is you share the product. And when you share the product, you're going to have wonderful things happen. Now let's talk about the compensation plan. I've been doing this for 43 years. Can you believe that? Yeah, I know. I got some gray beard here. Well, yeah, that's because I'm old. I'm 61. But you know what? As long as I've been 43, and I'm not somebody who is an expert at comp plans or pay plans. You know, all I want to know is I see it. I know that it makes money. I can see it, but I don't try to memorize it so I can share that with everybody and tell everybody. Because what happens if I start to think that I have to know that inside and out, that's going to slow me down. And it's going to slow you down. What you need to know is the basics. You need to know the beginning part, what you have to do, and that's to get 2 people. And if you go by the rule to get 2 people and to help them to get 2 people, that's going to work for you. And as you see this comp plan over and over, and by the way, I was told by John, one of our master distributors, that he's working on just a single recording about our comp plan. And you're going to be able to access that anytime you want to know. So I just know this. I know that if I get people to come into the program, and I know that I support them, and I go by that 2x2 rule, things are going to happen, and the compensation plan will take care of itself. But don't get bogged down by that. Don't feel like you have to know. And understand there's always somebody above you, like your sponsor or me, that can help you. But if you come to me and we've got that video out and you say, hey, I don't understand the comp plan, the first thing I'm going to say to you is, well, did you look at that video? And if you say no, I'm going to say, well, you know what? Go look at it. And if you still don't understand it, come back to me. So you want to get people trained, okay? You want to get people trained to help themselves, because the more that they can do to help themselves, the better. Another thing, a pitfall that people get into is trying to know the science behind everything. It's like when you go to the grocery store and you get a product that you heard it's a new product, you might have seen a commercial on TV. You don't call up the company and ask them, tell me exactly why this is so good. Tell me exactly what it is about this that is good. Tell me the science behind it. You don't do that. You take the product because you've heard about it and you know it's good. When you start thinking about knowing every little thing about it and the science about it and all the mitochondria and all the cells and all these things that it does, when you hear other people talk about it, that is not really necessary unless you have somebody that absolutely has to know, somebody who's very analytical. You want to keep it simple. This product replaces minerals in the body. We are deficient of minerals. When you put those minerals into the body responds and good things happen. Okay? That's what you keep. You keep it simple. Otherwise, when you give too much information to people, they think they have to know that. And again, you're going to slow them down. They're going to slow down. There's things that they can watch, like the presentations that John puts on and the things that Mark has said in the recordings. There's going to be things that they can go to and listen to that can answer that for them. We've got papers that talk about the research behind it. We can get those papers to people, but don't offer it. Let them be asking for it before you give it. So I just want you to get your business going. I want you to always remember that I'm here to help you, and the master distributors that we have are fantastic. And if I can't answer it, they can answer it. And we're going to have a team. And you know what? Guess what? We're at the beginning of something very special. A lot of times when a company launches or pre-launches, people worry, well, 70% of companies, they don't survive. And that's true. But you know what? When I look at a company, I like startups, especially with a great product and with great leadership. So I look at, first off, is this just brand new out? Okay. How did it come about? And what's the money behind it? And who are the people behind it? You look at that and you find out. And then you think, okay, you know that's probably has a good chance to start. And why is NuWTR good? Well, because Mark has been doing this for 27 years. He's got 89 patents. He was taking this product to spas all over the world. So we know that it's a proven product. We know that he's got all kinds of testimonies. And we know the passion he has. Okay, I want you to remember that. The passion he has. And he's not greedy. See, a lot of owners get greedy. They start to want more and more money. And that's not what this company is about. I'll say they manufacture their own product. So they are. And Carlo, the same way. He's got a passion for this. And they partnered up, and they're a great partnership. And they're always there for us. They care about us. Okay, so you got a product that's already proven. You got a company that's financially sound, and you got the master distributors that are just the best that I've ever seen. They help you. They don't think they know everything. They listen to you. And same with the owners. A lot of owners, they don't want to hear about it. They know what's going on. I'll make the decisions. No, I've come up with a few things because I've been doing this for 40 years, and I'm a registered nurse, and I'm a holistic nurse. So I've said some things to them, and you know what? It's either that they got that in motion already, or they listen to me and say, you know what, Dave, that's a good idea. We're going to implement that. You don't see that all the time. So we're in a good place. We're in right now, the people that are in this right now are in the first 200 people. Right now, you're going to be in the first 200 people. We haven't even hit 200 yet. And the reason, and you say, well, why haven't we hit 200 yet? Well, we're brand new, okay, as far as a direct sales company. Secondly, they didn't want to open the floodgates. When you open up the floodgates and you let everything come in, it was by design that we did slowly, that we got people in, but we did it slowly. Because when you're working on your website, when you're working on your e-wallet where you get paid, when you're working with all those things to run commissions and everything, then you want to make sure that stuff is working smoothly before you bring in a lot of people, because all that does is bring you a bunch of headaches. You don't want people calling, hey, what's going on? Blah, blah, blah. Hey, why isn't this done? When's this going to be done? You don't want that. You want to have everything moving smoothly. Then when you open up the floodgates, you don't have to have that kind of calls, okay? We know that there's an occasional bump in the road when you have like 200 people. You can deal with that. And the people that you're bringing in, you let them know, hey, look, you're getting in at a good time, but you know what? There's going to be some bumps in the road. But you know what? There hasn't been that many. So that's what you guys are in a great position. Timing is everything. And if you stay with this program and you let yourself listen to what I have to tell you and what the company has to tell you, and you are persistent, meaning that you're going to persistently work the program and you're going to be consistent, which means you're going to do follow-ups and you're going to continue to be doing what you're supposed to do, and you be consistent in it and persistent in it, you're going to be successful. That's the fact. If you want to have a good residual income, like for me, I want a good residual income because I'm 61 years old and I want to get this in motion, because you know what, Social Security just isn't enough, and other money just isn't enough for everybody nowadays. You want that extra income, and this is something I can do. My gosh, as I keep my mind keep sharp, I can do this well into my 70s. And so, wow, our master distributor, one of our master distributors is close to my age, just a little bit younger. The other one, Brian, he's in his 70s, and he's as sharp as a tack. And look what he's doing. Look at, welcome to the group. I hope you take to heart what I'm telling you, and I hope that what I'm telling you will make you successful. So you take care, and I say, you know what? Let's get some people to jump in the mud and have some fun. Dave Bykowski saying, hey, bye, guys.